Hello and welcome. Today we're going to discuss a 5-minute hack to become Twitter famous, literally. Or in other words, how to 100x your reach and influence on Twitter. My name is Danny Flood. I'm the founder of Productive Panda, a growth hacking and social media marketing service. We're here today once again in beautiful northern Thailand. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever struggled to figure out Twitter? Have you ever wondered, what am I supposed to be doing on this platform except maybe tweeting about picking up the kids or going to soccer games, things like this? If you've ever struggled to figure out what you should be doing on this platform, you're not alone. A lot of people think that it's simply for following celebrities and famous accounts. I personally had a Twitter account since almost a decade and never really did much with it. I wasn't sure what I was supposed to be doing with it. Occasionally I'd post personal updates, talk about which party I went to when I was in college, things like this. So if you've ever struggled to figure out marketing on Twitter, you're not alone. I struggled with this for years and never really got anywhere. I felt like I was publishing to an empty room, which in marketing terminology is a fate worse than death. I'm here to tell you to rethink everything you thought you knew about Twitter. Twitter is actually really easy to hack, and if you know how to use it for marketing, it can be really cool. There's a lot of really useful features. The great news about Twitter is that it has this really easy to use open source developer API. So many developers have created these third-party applications and software that integrate with the platform and allow you to do all kinds of very useful things that you wouldn't normally be able to do with the native application or website. So I'm here to tell you about one of these today, which is called Triberr, Triberr.com. So what is Triberr? Triberr is essentially a social media platform for influencers. You can find other influencers in your niche there. You can sign up and join for free. And it integrates beautifully as a bridge between your blog and your Twitter account. You go there, you sign up, you fill in your information, you link your Twitter account, and you can download a plugin that you install on a WordPress site. And from now on, every single post that you write on your WordPress site gets sent automatically to Triberr, where other influencers can share it, which is very cool. Once you're on there, you find these what are called tribes, these little groups of influencers, and then you ask them to join. Very simple and straightforward. Once you do that, you multiply the reach of your content, and many people will start retweeting your posts. So if you were to go and check out my profile on Triberr, I'm actually in over 100 tribes, and I have a reach of over 100 million users. Whenever you tell anybody you have a reach of over 100 million users, or 100 million of anything, they're going to pay attention to you. So it's really cool. Anytime that I publish a new podcast, a new blog post, I get dozens and dozens of retweets. One podcast episode that I published last week got over 60 retweets from very influential accounts in my niche. Now, here's a really cool thing where I've actually done even more, and this is a little bit gray hat, but I can actually leverage this even further, right? So the way that it works with Triberr is that it takes the title of your blog post and a link to the article on your site, and then people can click through to there. So you can take a lot of liberties with the title of your post. You can put a couple of hashtags in there. You can also do these little @ mentions where you mention somebody else's account in the title of the post, and this gets sent in the retweet. So there's great power here, but you need to use this responsibly, because you can essentially tag anybody in your post, and then suddenly you're sending like dozens and dozens of retweets. They're getting dozens and dozens of notifications about your article. So it's a really cool feature, because suddenly they're seeing their Twitter stream light up. They're like, hey, what's going on here? Suddenly I'm getting all this buzz and exposure. So I like to do this a lot with people that I feature on my site. If I have a guest blog, if I do a podcast episode, and I actually got this idea from one of my friends, Taylor Pearson. He's the best-selling author of The End of Jobs. We were having brunch one day in Bangkok, and he said something that surprised me. He said, Danny, your audience is really engaged. I was really impressed by the podcast episode we did. I got a lot of retweets. And I thought, scratching my head here, what happened? And I realized he was tracking mentions of his name, Taylor Pearson. And so ever since he told me that, I had the idea, well, maybe I will put the Twitter handle in the title of my posts. So this is really great, because when I feature people, when I have an interview with someone, and they see all of these retweets. They're like, wow, that article, that podcast did really well. I want to work with Danny. Danny seems, he's like some Twitter celebrity. What's going on here? And I've had dozens of people tell me about this. I'm like, are you famous on Twitter? Like, what's happening here? And I'm like, well, you know, I guess I am kind of. So this is really like a 5-minute, 10-minute thing to set up, and you can get great results with it. And there's a lot of really cool things that you can do. You know, your only limit is your imagination. If there's some influencer, someone that you want to get in touch with, you could even just feature them in an article, write about them, and then tag them in the post. So it could be some influencer like Neil Patel, Tim Ferriss, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, you know, and then suddenly they're going to see like 50 tweets mentioning them. I think if someone did that to me, I'd probably check it out. So if you wanted to get my attention, you know, this is the way you could do it. So again, like any of these things I share in these videos, I want you to use this information ethically and responsibly. And yeah, go have some fun with it. So there you go. There's another clever trick. Go check out Triberr. And if you really like the content of these videos, you want us to create more, please go and watch some of the other ones. Subscribe to this channel. And if you need help, you know, marketing your business, if you want to discuss growth hacks, go visit productive-panda.com. Fill out the form, get in touch with me, and we'll discuss your needs. I'd love to chat with you. Thank you and take care.